Hello and welcome to another Monday Night Live with Cassie, created by Cassie. I'm Cassie with Created by Cassie, and thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. If this is your first time catching me live or on the replay, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say hello and welcome you to my channel. Make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the bell so that you are notified whenever I go live. That's important. I love to talk to you guys through the live. Also, I love to send out cards. So if you are interested in joining my card mailing list or my birthday card list, go in the description. There's a rainbow emoji. Go down there and click that link and you can sign up for that. And just to go over some of the emojis to help you guys locate stuff in my description, there is a video one for tonight's projects or bundle. So that video one is going to be the little potted plant emoji. And then again, the email and card sign up list is the rainbow. If you are local to the Charlotte, North Carolina, Monroe, Indian Trail area, I do a monthly in-person class every second Thursday of the month. So that information is with the Apple emoji. And then I have YouTube playlists out there. So just look at the little camera emoji. And then any supplies that I've used from Stampin' Up tonight will be listed in the description with a little pencil emoji. And that includes we're doing a fun little envelope tonight, so the dimensions are in there as well. And if you want to shop for any of the supplies, I have my link in the description to shop with me with the cute little shopping bags. All right, how are you guys doing tonight? Hope you're doing really good. We are going to be working again with the Simply Beautiful bundle, which is also the Lovely and Beautiful suite. It's gorgeous. I love the DSP so much. It has the beautiful gold foil within it, and it's just so pretty. Super excited to show you guys my projects for tonight. So I'm going to point you down and I'm going to go ahead and show you the bundle in case you haven't seen it. So this is our bundle right here, and our sentiments are wedding wishes, holding you in my heart, thinking of you, to the happy couple, and then we have to and from. And these are two separate. They're not together. They're separate, which I think is really nice because then you can kind of put it wherever you want. And so we've got all these pretty stamps here. It is photopolymer. And then we have all the dies. The dies do cut out all these images. Not this one, but these here. They'll cut out. And then you do have some of those... I guess they're like the detailed dies. So we're going to be working with these tonight. So you do have some of those as well. Now, I did do this bundle back on December 15th when this bundle first came out. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of those projects. This one here, isn't that beautiful? That's with the Flirty Flamingo. And A Day to Remember is within the suite, which also includes the Beautifully Celebrated. So that's where that sentiment has come from. And then we did this one here. Isn't that stunning? So pretty. We've got the gold going around it. And again, these are in the description. Go ahead, click the description and look for the little potted plant emoji. That link will be there. How pretty is this? Oh, I love this background here, this DSP. It's so, so pretty. And then we did a cute little book box. You guys know I love my book boxes. So it opens this way. So cute. You can write your little message here. So pretty. Those are my notes so I know which video I did them on. And then we also did these cute little tags. They're in a cute little tag holder, so you can kind of keep them together. You could give it as a gift, or you could just use it as to keep them all together after you make them. But we did this one here. We've got the to, and then the back of it has from, and this one here. And these pretty lace details here come from the Beautifully Celebrated bundle here, which it's these two dies right here. So, so pretty. All right, so again, if you are interested in seeing how these projects were created, go ahead into the description and click on the link that is by the potted plant, and you will see everything, all the details on how to create those. Hey Maggie, how are you? Hope you're doing well. First up tonight, we are going to do this gorgeous card right here. Isn't that super, super pretty? I just love it. All right, so for this, and you know, okay, good, I did do my bow, because I'm thinking, I don't know what I did with my gold ribbon. I just cleaned my desk, and I always hide stuff from myself when I clean. All right, so we have a Highland Heather card base here. And then we have a Pretty in Pink matte. And then we have a basic white piece that is going to go right here in the center that we're going to stamp on. This is our inside piece. I've already gone ahead, stamped it, and colored that. And then we're going to have these two die cuts here. We have this one here in the Highland Heather, and then this one in the Pretty in Pink. And these are from the Beautifully Celebrated part of the suite, the Beautifully Celebrated bundle. They are with these here. And I just love the way that these look. They're so, so pretty. All right, so to start us off, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how I stamped these here. So I'm going to grab myself a stamp off page here. There we go. All right, and then we are going to take our Memento Black ink, put that right there, and then I'm going to grab a block. And we are going to use the Simply Beautiful bundle here. We're going to use the stamps out of this. And they're in here somewhere. Oh, you know what? I took them out. Here they are. That was smart. I knew I was going to need them. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this piece for now. All right, so we are going to use the double. You guys can't even see that. We're going to use the double. I don't want to lose my 2 stamp. The double leaf here. It didn't work. I always like to go this way. All right, we're going to block that up there. And what we're going to do is we are going to ink this up here with our Memento. Hope you guys are doing good. Did you guys get any of the winter weather here in the U.S.? I got part of it, some of it. But it wasn't nearly as bad as what they were calling for, so that worked for me. All right, so I'm just going to randomly stamp these across. Then I need to re-ink my Memento here, so that's why I'm kind of dipping it in a little bit more. All right, so let's do this one. I always love to just move my paper around, and let's see, and this I colored this one in with Granny Apple Green. I thought it was so, so pretty. Let's do this one here, and then we're going to switch over and we're going to do, actually no, we aren't. I thought I did both. We actually only did the doubles, so let's fill in these sides here. Normally I do at least 2. I made these cards a couple weeks ago. I was really enjoying this bundle. I'm working with it for our team make and takes for this month. And what did you knock over? My dog Dublin just did something in the living room. He knocked something over. I heard something fall. And he comes around the corner and he looks at me like it's my fault that it fell over. All right. So this is what we are kind of left with. And it doesn't matter if we have this little piece here because we are going to be putting our sentiment right there. All right, so for this, I'll show you how I colored it, but I do have one that's already colored, so you don't have to watch me color all of it. But I know you guys like to see how I shade these. So I'm going to start with the dark granny apple green, and I'm just going to follow the lines here on these leaves on the inside. These just turn out so pretty. I'm wondering what he knocked over in the living room. So just like that, I just started out with the dark granny apple green, and I'm just going to take my light granny apple, and I'm just going to go in little circles and blend that in. Of course, as I get to the edge, I kind of outline it a little bit and then go back with my going in my circle motion, and that just is going to help to blend that dark into the light. Get this here. Here we go. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to outline this. I just changed this light granny apple green, but I feel like it's not very inky. I might have to put in an order for another one. It might run out quick. I don't think I've had it for that long. I just got it with the last sale they had on the lens. All right, and then I'm just going to color in the little stem right here. Let's see, I missed a part right there. So it's going to look kind of like that. And then I'm going to go back with my dark granny apple green, and I am using that bullet tip, not the brush. And I'm just going to go right back over very lightly. And this just highlights these lines. Whoops, I messed that one up really nicely. And then I'm just going to lightly go over those lines just to blend it just slightly. We still want that little bit of dark to be there, but we also want it blended in because we don't want it to look like it's just has a couple lines there. All right, so that is how I colored the leaves here. And of course, it gets lighter as it dries. It's a little bit darker, and usually takes, you know, good 3-4 minutes for mine to dry fully to get it to this lighter color. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. So we have our background here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Pretty in Pink background or matte here, and we are going to take our ink, not our ink, our glue. Guys, today's been hard. I don't know what it is with my words. I can't get them out. All right, so we are going to put this in the center, just like that. And I'm just going to scooch it a little bit. Love my green glue because I'm able to scooch stuff around. I just got a little bit of glue out of that. Let's see if I can get that off. This is just like a little rubber piece of, kind of like a rubber. You can get it at any craft store or on Amazon, and it just gets that glue off. You can also use your embossing buddy. All right, so we are going to take this and we're going to put dimensionals on, and I always like to do 5 because I like one in the middle and one right here. And let's take these off here. I've got a little bit of glue on my fingers now. You're not crafting and making cards if you don't have glue on you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and burnish this really quick. It's easier for me to work with it when it's a little bit flatter. All right, so we are going to stick this here in the center. Right here. Just like that. And then we are going to take our Pretty in Pink piece of our die cut here that we did from the, oh man, it was the Beautifully Celebrated. And for this one, I actually used our new, this is our month product of the month here, the Fabulous Sayings. I used the thank you sentiment here. I thought that was going to fit perfect in there, and it really did. So we are going to grab this, and you can get this for $5 if you spend $75 pre-shipping rewards and tax. Great deal, and you can use these all the time. It's got happy birthday, it's got you're on my mind, sending love. You can do anything to a fabulous friend. There are simply no words for this. So much, hooray, and just because. So you've got tons of options to choose from with it. You can't beat $5. All right, so we are going to grab a block here. Ooh, I always forget when I have them for the first time, they're a little bit sticky. All right, so we're going to use Gorgeous Grape, and get that off of there. We're going to ink this up to make sure it gets inky. And I'm actually going to do, normally I like to do this crooked, but this is, the stamp itself is kind of crooked, so I'm going to try to keep the die cut straight and then straighten out the sentiment. We'll see if I did do a good job here. I did pretty good on this one. That's pretty good. Like that. It's a little high, but that's okay. Cute. All right. Then what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm just going to clean this block off real quick so I don't get purple on my shirt, because I will do that. We're going to take the piece right here, our petal Pretty in Pink. We're going to put dimensionals on it. They have to do all these colors with the same letters. Petal Pink, Pretty in Pink. Messes me up sometimes. All right, so we have our dimensionals on here. We are going to stick this down on the center of our just slightly larger die cut here. See if I can get this centered. There we go, just like that. And then it opens this way. Which way do you open? Yep, opens that way. We are going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Whoops. And we're going to stick this on the front. And if you have a little space, like I did with the stamped one I was showing you how to color, if you have a little space like that, you can just put that right over top and you won't even notice. So I have a little bit of a gap right here, but we won't really be able to tell. Actually, let's go here in the center. We'll cover it up with our flowers too. So we're going to put this right here in the center, kind of like that. And then we have these flowers here. They are part of the bundle, the Simply Beautiful bundle with the stamp set. It is this stamp right here. And I did not leave one, I don't think, uncolored. So let's double check that. And then 2, 3, I didn't. So we will grab a piece of basic white so I can show you how I did the shading on this one. All right, so grab a piece of my scrap here, and it is this stamp here. I need to wash these because I've used them so much. Some of them are not very sticky. All right, so we're going to put this one down. We're going to do our memento again. Oops, I almost dropped that right on top. Make sure that's inked up. Really need to re-ink that one. All right. Then for the leaves here, I did the Granny Apple Green, and then the flower is Fresh Freesia. And I did the leaf on this one a bit different. I did not do the dark first. I actually did the light Granny Apple because this is a much smaller leaf here. It kind of overpowered it with that dark. So I just went through with the light first. And I'm just going to go right down here. I probably should use the brush tip on this one, but it's okay. This is a nice little small area there. All right, so that is just once over with the light, just coloring it in. And then I'm actually going to take the brush tip here, and I'm just going to lightly pull this down over the lines because I just want them to be very thin. Just want just a smidge of that dark on there. Whoops, like that. And you can go back if it's a little dark, like that middle is a little dark, and just kind of color right over that and blend it in. And again, it will get a little bit lighter as it dries. And then for the bud here, I started with the light Fresh Freesia, and I just colored it in once over. Let's see. These little buds and little flowers are always a little tricky sometimes because they have such small little areas to get into. All right. Then that's just once over. I'm going to take my dark Fresh Freesia, and I'm just going to go over a couple of these lines, not all of them, just a couple, just to make it a little bit dark in certain places. You see how kind of along the lines I've gone over. Hey Amy, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. I know you said it was cold there. It's been pretty cold here, but it actually melted all of our ice, which was nice. And then I just went through with the light, and some of the places that were a little bit darker, I blended those in. And it comes out looking like this, and this is what it looks like when it is dried. We just have a little bit of that dark around the sides there. And I did cut these out with the dies from the Simply Beautiful. It is this die right here. And put these over here. We're just going to use our dimensionals, and we're just going to stick these right around our card here, our little center. So I just started with one. So I'm just going to stick this one here, and I'm just going to lightly press them down because I might want to move them. So I'm just going to lightly press that down. And then for this one, I'm actually going to cut the leaf off here. And I'm going to stick this one right there. So I'm going to go right here. Just going to put this one right like this. It's getting stuck. me cut this a little bit off. These dies for me have a little bit extra room around the die cut, which I'm not used to. All right, so we're going to put that one there. And then I'm going to grab another one, and I'm going to also cut that one off. And then, I don't think I put the, yep, good. We're just going to stick this one. Let's put this going this way, like that. And then we can go back with our leaves if we want, and we can add those. So I'll put a little dimensional there. And we can just kind of place those around. All right, and then on the bottom, I always like to flip mine upside down when I do the bottom because I like to kind of look at it up and not down. So we're going to start with, let's start with our piece over here. So I'm just going to stick a dimensional on, and then put that one there. This one, we're going to cut the leaf off. And because you can kind of see how that it's cut off, I kind of try to tuck it behind the other ones so you can't quite tell that it was snipped off there. And I'm going to stick this one right here. And then we have this last one here. Let me see. Yeah, I want to cut that one off too. I think I left, nope, I cut that one off. And that one's left on and this one's left on. I only left one on. And this one, we're just going to have to cut some of this off here. And then we are just going to slip this down in here. Have you guys ever gotten the dies when they give you like a lot of the white around it? This is the first one I've ever had that did that. I'm used to a lot less white around it. So when I'm tucking things, I kind of have to cut a little bit more. Let's see. I want to put this one down here. Go like that. So like that. So we have some on the top and that bottom corner. Oh, isn't that so pretty? I love that purple. And then I took the gold and gold mesh. Here it is. It's right here. I put it back where it belongs. Gold striped mesh ribbon. I love this ribbon. I think it is on, it's on back order. But I took some of that. I made a little bow here. And this is going to go right up here. And I'm just going to make my bow a little bit smaller. Let's see. Like that. And then I'm going to grab my glue dots. And I'm going to put, oops, come back here. I'm going to put a glue dot on the side of this part of the bow and a side on this side of the bow. Not on the center, but on each side, the back of the bow part. And pull that off there. And then I'm just going to stick that right here. And then I'm going to take this and just pop up my bow because this one decided to stick to the glue dot there. There we go, on the underneath. All right, because I like my bows to be fluffy. So I don't want it to stick to that glue dot. And then I'm just going to snip these little tails here. Just like that. And we can go ahead and put this inside in since I have it. Sometimes I do the inside and sometimes I don't. But this way I don't have to do it after because I use the cards that I make on here. If you are interested in getting a card from me, in the description you can sign up for my card mailing list. I do mail these cards out. All right, and then to embellish this, we're going to use the gorgeous gems that come with this this suite here. These are the pearlized faceted circles. They are gorgeous. Hey Carol, how are you? Oh, Minnesota, nice. Did you guys get a lot of the winter weather? I think I've heard up there it was pretty cold. All right, so for this one, I'm going to use the clear or the white. I don't know. I didn't write it on the back of this one. I did go through and write, I think actually I have it right here. Pearlized, Calypso, Petal, and White are the colors for this. I went through the other day and started writing the colors on, the backs. So I've got it written right there. I think this one, though, is, I didn't write it on that one. Let's see. That's a better one. So that I know what colors they are, because I play a guessing game a lot of the time because I don't know what colors they are. So this is the white out of this set here. And we're going to put this one, we'll go right here. All right, and that is it is cold. Yes, Carol. It's been cold here too. I'm in North Carolina. So this is our first project for tonight. Look at the beautiful sparkle on those faceted gems. They're gorgeous. All right. Let's go on to our project number 2. I think this is super pretty. I was super happy with the way this came out. So we have this cute little tag you can put on a wedding gift or an anniversary gift kind of thing. And we have the little part up here that kind of moves around. I did just put DSP on the back, but you could put more of the cutouts on here if you wanted to. And then on the back, I put where the place is to write your sentiment. All right, so this one was so much fun to create. I loved it. I got it on the second try. I figured it out. And we have two of these are not the biggest. These are the second biggest here. I think, did I leave these out? I sure did. Wasn't I smart? I think it's the second. Yep, it's the second one in is the size for this. So this is our fresh freesia. So I did 2 fresh freesias. And then this one is just one size down. And let's see, this fresh freesia here, I just can't pick these up from my table for some reason. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th one in, or the 2nd one out from the inside. And what we're going to do is on this one right here, one of the big ones, we're just going to take our DSP and we're going to glue that down. I'm going to try not to get it to the edge because it liked to ooze out the sides on me for some reason, even if I didn't put that much. So I'm just going to stick this right. Hey, Jen, how are you? I just heard you texting a little while ago. I don't know what you said, but I saw your name pop up. All right, so we have that right there. And then for the back here, we're going to take our, actually we've got a stamp on this. So this is basic white, and this is the same size as, no, is this the one I measured? This is the fourth one in. I don't think I measured that one. We're going to grab our stamp off page here, and we're going to do that same flower bud here. And I'm going to use the memento because we're going to color it. And I did do this one a different color. So I'm going to put this a little bit straight so I can kind of tell where I'm going. I'm going to go right here. There we go. I love this little flower bud. I think it's probably my favorite stamp out of the set. I love it. All right, and then for this one, I used Petal Pink and Old Olive. So let's see, Petal. Pretty sure those are both Olive and Petal. So I did the same thing I did with the last project with this. I am just going to take this off of here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go with the light. This is light, right? Yep, the light Old Olive on this one. And I chose Old Olive on this because that's the color within the DSP here. The Granny Apple looks good as well. It's just a bit brighter. And I thought that the Old Olive paired a little bit better. Excuse me. Go down here. Actually, let's put this on here so I don't get that on the table. Here we go. And then we're just going to do the brush tip here. We're just very lightly going to go over the little lines here. And see if you can see that. See how it's a little bit darker there? And I could probably get away with not blending, but I'm just going to blend a couple of these in a couple of spots. So that is how I did the leaf there with the Old Olive. And then with the Petal Pink, which one? This is light. That's the brush tip. And I should know because I put my tape on there. And I'm just going to color this in with the light first. And I really like using Petal Pink because if I go outside the lines, you can't always tell. It's so light. And sometimes I apparently like to go outside the edge. All right, and then we're going to take the dark Petal Pink, and I'm going to follow just a couple of these edges and these lines just to make it a little bit darker. And I did not go back and blend this together with the light because it's so light already that it blends itself in pretty well. So I kind of went a little bit heavy on a couple places to get it to go. You can't really tell as well on camera with this color. But that is how I did this. And then we are going to glue that into the middle of our second fresh freesia piece. Again, I'm going to try not to get it too close to the sides because for some reason this one likes to ooze out the sides there. Let's see, pull this down just a smidge. Okay. Then we are going to take and we're going to glue these together. We just want to make sure that they're both going the same direction. So this is the top and this is the bottom. So this is the top and this is the bottom. So I'm going to sandwich them together like this. And I'm just going to put some glue. And again, not too close to the edge. And this down here. I am just going to push these together. All right, so we have that here. I like this suite too, Jen. This paper is stunning with the gold foil in it. I love it. It's really pretty. I don't think I'll be getting rid of my paper. I like this paper so much. So for our little hole up here, I'm going to use the hole punch trio, the mini hole punch trio. This is the 1/8 hole punch that comes with it. And I actually used a pencil, and I went on the white, right? Yep. I'm just going to eyeball the middle, and then when I stick this on, where's my dot? There it is. I can see my dot there. Where'd it go? I don't know if you can see it. I can see it, but the dot is there in the center, so I'm pretty sure that's the center. That's my eyeball center, at least. Just pop that through when we have our little hole there. And then we are going to put our ribbon on. So I used the gold striped mesh ribbon, my favorite, one of my favorites. I always say it's a favorite. I have a lot of favorites, but I really do like this gold. All right, so I'm going to snip this off here. And I'm actually going to take the end that, not the tail end, but the other end, the end that's together. And, oh man, come back here. I'm just going to fold that in half and kind of like twist it a little bit. And I'm going to go from the front to the back because I want my knot to be in the front. So I'm going to pull that through. I always like to even out my tails so that it's going the same way front to back. And then we are going to pull this here, but we're not going to pull it all the way. We want to leave a little bit there. And next we're going to work on our little flap, little dangle piece. So we've got our, this is not petal pink, this is fresh freesia, and our DSP here. So To the Happy Couple is from the Simply Beautiful stamp set, or Simply Beautiful bundle. And I think I need a bigger block. I did this one in, I think it is Mossy Meadow. It is Mossy Meadow. Sometimes I have trouble with my greens telling if which green it is, because some of them kind of look the same when they're on certain cardstock colors. So I'm going to take To the, oh man, you're not stuck on there. And you're still not stuck on there. Well, you're just going to have to work for me, please. We are going to stamp this right here in the center. Hopefully my C is okay. Yep. I just need to, I could have sworn this was my new Mossy Meadow because I couldn't, for some reason I couldn't re-ink the other one. It would constantly still do this where it has light areas. So I just bought a new one, and I'm pretty sure this is the new one, but it's doing the same thing. It might be a me problem. I might just not be doing it correctly. All right, so I'm going to make sure this is up, and this is up. So they're going to be glued this way. And put glue here in the center. And then glue these together. And I just like to kind of push it on the table because that's kind of how I know that it's nice and flush. Then I'm going to take our punch again. I'm going to eyeball with a pencil. That's not in the middle. That's why I used a pencil. That's better. And then find my dot. Here we go. Nice. So we have that right there. Then we are going to take our, this is the Baker's Twine Essential Packs. We're going to use the white twine in here. And I am just going to cut a little bit. Then we're going to take the looped side. I'm going to go from front to back. Again, because we want that loop to be in the front. And then I'm going to pull those tails through that loop. So we have a cute little front right there on our little loop there. Then we're going to go back to our larger piece. We're going to take and we are going to tie this to the, not our loop that's going this way, but the loop that is going this way. I hope that makes sense. It's the loop that's coming through the hole. So let's see, I've got two of these here. So I'm going to take this piece here, pull it through underneath. Let me see if you can see it this way better. So it's going to be the piece that it goes in the hole. It's that part of the gold ribbon. You don't need to come out of there. You're supposed to stay right in there. Come on. Little turkey, get in there. Thank you. Oh man, you made me lose my thing there. All right, so we're going to put this through here. And then I am going to, I think I did it a little too short for my knot. Just going to tie a little knot here and pull that through the loop there. Pull that nice and tight. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. There we go. All right, just like that. It's going to dangle right there. Then I'm just going to snip off right above that knot, not at the knot, but just a little, like 1/8 of an inch above the knot. I'm just putting my little tail back in there. And I'm going to stick the knot of the white twine behind our knot here of our gold ribbon. And I got a little tall, but that's okay. You can adjust it to however you want. This one I did really good. I got it almost in the middle. I haven't figured out how to get it exactly where I want, but you can always go back and fix it later. All right, so for the stamped pieces, we have, I had them somewhere. Here they are. All right. So, I guess I didn't color these. So, we are going to do, this is also Old Olive and Petal Pink. Got olive, petal pink, lemon, lolly for the middle, and fresh freesia. All right, so I'm going to go through with the light, the light Old Olive here. And I'm just going to color in my leaves. These leaves are pretty tiny, so it might take me a second to not go out of the lines. Get this here. Whoops. And see, I went out of the lines because I tried to go fast. They're just so little. And it is easier to color them before you die cut them, but I couldn't cut, and I didn't want to cut a die stamp, color, and die cut. That takes too long. So color this one in here with the light Old Olive as well. This one's the opposite. That's dark first. And then I'm going to do our little stem. So skinny. All right. Top. Then we are going to go back with our dark, if I can open it. And I am going to color this little piece right here. It's kind of like a cupped leaf kind of thing. And then that's with the bullet tip. And then I'm going to take the brush tip and again lightly go over these lines. There we go. And I'm just going to do one little line through these right here. And then I'm going to take my light again, and I'm just going to go over a couple of these little lines that I was a little heavy-handed on. And I'm going to blend these in the middle. So we have those. The large one here, the large leaf, excuse me, we're going to do the dark first. So we did the smaller ones, I did the light color first, and now with the larger ones, I like to do the dark color first. And yeah, I do sit here and stamp these out and go back and forth to see which one I like. I do that. So we have those there. And I'm going to go back over that with my light Old Olive. Let's go around these sides. And this just blends it in real nice with that dark on there at first. Get that little side there. All right. Then I'm going to go back with my dark. I'm going to go over it again, because it's just going to make it a little bit darker. And I'm going to take my light again and just lightly, very, very lightly, go over all of it. Ever so lightly. Just like that. Then we have our, our fresh freesia for our bud. So this one we're going to do kind of like we did the other one. Actually, exactly like we did the other one. So we're going to color this all with the light fresh freesia first. And then we are going to highlight with our dark fresh freesia. And I am just going to go along the lines and the little sides of some of these petals here. And I am going over it a little, like a couple of times, because it, I think the dark and the light are very similar in color, like that. Hopefully you can see that. And then for this here, I did 2 of these, 2 or 3. 2 of these little buds on this little one here. I probably did more than that, 3 and 3. So I probably did 3 and 3. So that's light fresh freesia. I don't know if you can tell. They have little buds on them. So I did fresh freesia on one and dark petal pink on the other. And I did use the brush tip on this one because they are teensy weensy. And that just adds a little pop of color with that green. And then for our flower here, I started with dark, actually. This is dark, yeah. And I'm just going to go here in the center. And just color right there in the center. I can go over it again because this petal pink is not very dark. And I'm going to go over the sides of these petals here, the edges. And we'll go over those again because those are going to be darker than the insides of the petals. But that gives it a chance to dry. Then I'm going to take my light and I'm going to start coloring on the dark that I colored, and I'm going to color out. And I'm just going to go back and forth, in and out. So I'm going to color this way and then out, and then come back and then go back out. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's going to give us that dark in the center to the light out. And hopefully you can see it because petal pink is not translating on camera today. And here, and then we're just going to color these in just with the light. Might need a new petal pink marker. All right. So this is where we are at the moment. See how it's darker in the middle and we're kind of bringing it out? I'm going to go over that again with my dark there in the center. I'm going to go over these petals here, the outer edges of these petals here. And then I'm going to color little oval on the kind of the inside here, right along this line. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can get it darker. Maybe. Yep, just right along the edge there. And we're going to go back with our petal pink, the light. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to drag it out, but we're not going to go all the way to the edge this time. We're just going to kind of go about halfway with our dragging that out there. Like that. And as it dries, it'll get a little bit lighter there in the center. And then for the center of the flower, I did Lemon Lolly. I'm just going to color that Lemon Lolly. And I think that's all the pieces, right? Yep. Nice. All right. So now we're just going to add these to our tag here. So I'm going to start with my flower. I'm going to put a dimensional up to the top because I know that that's going to go on the tag here. And I'm just going to place this on there. Just like that. It's only on the tag. And then, let me see, come here. This one is going to tuck under here. So, did I glued this one, right? Yes, I did. But I actually think I put I put this one down next. Sometimes I can't remember how I layered. So we're going to go with this one next, and this one is glued. So I'm just going to put a little, got a gob on there. Just going to put a little bit of glue on this bottom tip here, and just going to stick this right under here. Let's see, let's go this way. And I want to put this kind of in the center so I can kind of tell how it's going to look. And I'm just going to push down so that glues down, and then we can do the same with this. Just going to put a little bit of glue on the little tip there. We can always go back and add glue. We can't take it away. So I always like to do very little, and then I'll go back and fix it if I need to add more. So this one, we're going to go right here. And then, here it is. This one we're going to pop up with a dimensional. And I'm actually going to put this dimensional on my tag here. And then put my piece on. And I'm going to slide it a little bit under the flower here, but not take away from my sentiment there. All right, come here. And I'm just going to push these down to make sure they're glued. Let's take a look here. I always like to make sure. So I'm going to put another dimensional under here so that it is nice and attached. And that's going to go right on the top part of our leaf there. So we know it's not going to come out the bottom because we just don't want to see that on the bottom part of our tag there. Isn't that so cute? I didn't do a very good job of my spacing there, but that's okay. And then we're going to add our gems, our pearlized faceted circles. And this one I used, which color? I used this one here, which was what? Petal pink? I used the petal pink color. Eventually I'll remember these colors. Whoops, stay there. I did one large, and then I'm going to do two small. Yep, I did two small. And let's put this one here. Whoops. I got glue on me. All right, and that is, oh no, we have our bow. Gotta do our bow. Because I liked the bow on there. It helped to hide a little bit more of the dangly part of the tag. Here we go. And you know what? That may have been how I fixed it. I think it is. I put it up with a glue dot. I really need to not do these so far in advance because then I forget how I did it. But I was so excited to work with this bundle. All right, so I don't want my bow too large. So I'm going to fuss with it a little bit. So then we're going to cut that there. And then this is what I did. I took I'll come back here, glue dot, and I stuck it on my white string, and then I stuck it right under and glued it to the inside of that knot of our ribbon. That's how I fixed it. That's how I did it. And then the bow will cover it. I didn't do very good with that glue dot there. There we go. That'll hold it. And now it's not as long. I knew there was a way I did that. I couldn't remember. All right, and then where did my bow go? I just had it. Here it is. We're going to take a glue dot. I think I need 2 because this is not going to stick very well. I'm going to put 2 glue dots to make sure it stays. And I'm going to stick it right there, right under our knot. Actually, need one over there. So we're going to grab one more, come off of there. I'm just going to stick it right under. It likes to stay on my little tool here. All right, there we go. Just like that. And that is our second project. Isn't that super cute? I like that it kind of moves around. All right. This next one is really fun. It uses the DSP actually. It's this one here. Kind of highlights the DSP itself, so you can use just the DSP if you don't have the bundle itself. So for this, we have a petal pink card base, and we are going to burnish that. Then we have a basic white matte, which is 1/4 of an inch smaller, and then we have our DSP, which is also 1/4 of an inch smaller. It's the back of this piece right here with the ones with the lines on it. Really pretty. So we are going to glue our DSP to our basic white. Like this. And then we are going to pop up with dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is just going to go right in the center of our card base. Opens that way up. All right, so we're just going to stick this here in the center. Just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So I have a piece of basic white and a piece of Calypso Coral. On the basic white, I am going to use the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar, the Birthday Wishes stamp. It was nice and thin, and I don't really have a use for very many wedding cards, so I adapted to what I would use. So you can always use a birthday card. And then for this, I used the not Old Olive, Mossy Meadow. See if I go on the edge, if maybe I'll get it darker. I know it's got ink on it. All right. I'm going to stick this right here in the center. Hopefully I got it in the center. Pop that off. Ooh, nice. That looks good. Then close this up. We're going to glue, excuse me, our basic white strip here to our Calypso Coral right in the center. Just like that. Then out of the DSP, I went ahead and I already cut out our pieces that we're going to put on here. This one was from the piece of DSP that looks like, it's in here somewhere. Here it is. This piece here. It's these little flowers. I just fussy cut those out. And I fussy cut a couple of those leaves out as well. And we're just going to, I gave myself a couple different options here. So this one goes this way, so we could go like that. And then this. Or we could do that and have that. I don't think I like that. Or this one. Nope. We're going to go with this. I'm just going to go backwards. All right, so I'm going to do the edge first. So I'm going to put dimensionals on this piece here. And then I'm going to put one here in the center there and right here. Actually, I need one right there. Make sure that it's stuck and popped up. And did I already get that one? I did. All right. Or does it go this way? Nope, it goes this way. I am going to put this at the very edge. Lay that down. Then I think I want this. We're going to go a little bit down. So I only want to put my dimensionals over here. That one. This one. We can always add more dimensionals as we need them. All right. I'm going to stick this down right here. Just trying to make sure it doesn't go off that border there. All right. So we can add another dimensional in here, and then we are going to glue it together. I'm going to stick a dimensional right down in there to hold it down. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right along the edge here because I know that it's going to hit on my other piece of DSP here. Here we go. Then we're going to take our leaves. So I think I had 3 leaves, didn't I? Yes. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're going to take our large leaf, I think. We'll put that there. So we're going to put a dimensional on this. So let's put this one. Yeah, I want it here. So we're going to go like that. Then we're going to take the next size up. Just need one of these little ones. Stick that on there. And actually I'm going to put the little one there. I'm going to put this one down here, maybe. Let's do this. Let's put it right here. And then this little one can go right here. Like that. Then we're just going to add our sentiment. I'm just going to add it to the edges. And, yep, I want it right here. Stick that right there. Make sure that's straight there, like that. And then for the inside, what I did, I took a piece of basic white and I took one of these edge pieces and I did one of the small ones, and I glued that on along with a little leaf there, and that can just go really pretty on the inside. So go ahead and glue this on here. But that makes the inside so pretty, and it shimmers as well with that gold foil on there. It's really pretty. Then for this one, I used the white faceted gems. So we're going to do a large one here. Let's do a small one here. And let's actually do a Calypso coral right here. There we go. That's our third project. How pretty is that? I love these. This is my favorite flower out of the DSP. I love this flower. All right. Our last project is super cute. It's almost a 2-for-1. It is this here. It is an envelope, so it opens. You can put some tear and tape here if you wanted. I wanted to keep it without the tear and tape. And then we've got our pretty little card on the inside. Isn't that cute? And it just slides right in there. Nice little pocket. All right, so let's go ahead with the card first. Oh, and this is an alternate that I did. This is with a different piece of DSP. So just changing the DSP makes it look completely different. And that as the card. So cute. All right, so for this one, let's see, that goes on the front. So we'll leave that over there. So for this one, we're going to use, this is Highland Heather as our card base. So I tried to match it to the DSP. Then we're going to have a petal pink mat here. Then we're going to have a second mat that is Flirty Flamingo, and then our DSP. And each is 1/4 of an inch smaller. So we are going to take our DSP. We're going to glue it to our Flirty Flamingo. You guys like Flirty Flamingo? It's a really pretty color. I like it. So we're just going to put this here in the center. And it is a bit of a lot of cardstock, but I thought for it being a wedding card, it's a special kind of occasion, so I thought that it would be one of those cards that is worth it. You know, people would appreciate it. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take and put dimensionals on the back of our Flirty Flamingo. Pop that up on our petal pink. Pop these off here. And this is going to go right in the center. I need to take it off my purple. Let's see. I can get it in the center. I know I can. That's pretty good. Like that. So we have DSP is glued to our Flirty Flamingo. Then the Flirty Flamingo is dimensional to the petal pink. And then the petal pink is going to be dimensional to the card base. And I think it just gives it a nice little extra touch having the extra dimension on it. A little bit of a special, makes it a little bit more special. And then we're just going to stick this here in the center. Like that. Then we have a piece of, that's what that it was for this one. This piece right here is for the front. So we have a piece of basic white, which we're going to put our wedding wishes on. And then we have a piece of Highland Heather. So our wedding wishes comes from our Simply Beautiful bundle. Let's see if I can get it off of here. There we go. This is a sticky one. So we have our wedding wishes. And let me get my block here. We are going to do this one in, let's do this one in Flirty Flamingo, I think. So we're going to ink this up. And stamp this right in the center. I don't know if that was centered. Yeah, it was centered. Look at that. All right. Then we are going to glue this to our piece of Highland Heather. Get this down here. My green glue lets me kind of wiggle it to get it where I want it, like that. Then we are going to put dimensionals on this. And I'm going to put 3 because it's kind of long. And this is just going to go down here at the, actually, I'm thinking I might want to change it and put it right here. Because I like that flower there. We're going to lightly put that there. Then we have our pieces here that are die cut. These are the die cuts from the Simply Beautiful bundle. They are from the these small ones here. It's probably actually easier to show on my magnetic plate here. It's these two right here. And you're going to take this one here is your bottom, and then this piece here is your top. So you're going to stick it this way when you glue them together. And I already glued these together. I didn't know which one I wanted to use, so I gave myself options. Which color do we like? We gotta like one. I think I like this one. All right, so we are going to fluff this up here. I like to make mine a little poofy. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that center part right there. No, I think it needs to go a little lower. Come here. You can come off. I know you can. That's one thing I like about this DSP is it's like a kind of got like a slippery, like a silky kind of feel to it, so it kind of comes off a little bit easier. All right, we're going to go down just a little bit, and then we're going to take our flower. That's better. We're going to stick our little flower right here. Still keep it kind of popped up. This one's not very popped up, probably because it was in the folder envelope. And then we have 2 different leaves. These are, you get 3 leaves in this set. You get this one, and then a little bit larger one. So I did one of this and one of this one. And we are going to glue these. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to stick this in here. And you can take out the this middle piece here if you want. Whoops. You don't have to have that in there. I think I did one with and one without. put glue on this one as well. And, whoops, come back out here. I don't want you that far in. There we go. Like that. And then for the inside, I just did 2 different leaves on the basic white. So we can go ahead and put this in. And then we are just going to embellish with our gems. And we're going to use the, come back here, the the Calypso Coral. And we're going to do 3 of these. Come here. Thank you. Let's put this one, we'll put this one here. So there is our card. And then, let's see, to do our envelope, we are going to get out our trimmer. See, let me make some room here. All right, so we are going to get out our trimmer, which I have buried under things. Stick those over here, these over here. You guys a messy crafter like I am? All right, so we have our dimensions right here. I have them right here. So we're going to grab a piece of DSP. And this one we used this first piece, right? Yep, we used this piece here. You don't have to match it to your card, but you can. So we'll match it with this one. And we're going to pull our arm out here. So we are going to measure 7 by 11 1/4, and if it's directional paper, wherever you cut your 7, that's the direction you're going to want it. So we're going to cut this at 7 inches. And then, let's see if I can get that over there. We're going to cut this at 11 1/4. So 11 1/4 is right there. Then we are going to score the long side up. So our long side is up. We're going to score at 2 1/2. This is our top. This is where, when we're looking at it, this is the top. So when it folds, it's going to fold back like this. Right? Yes. So we want this piece here. We want the front, which is the flat piece. Where's my envelope? The front is going to be this flat part here. So when you look at it this way, it's going to be upside down because this is where the flap is. So we want this middle piece to be the part that is correct, the orientation is correct. So that is going to be this way. So you're going to start with the top of your long side up, and then the top of your orientation to the left. Yeah, to the left. And then you're going to score that at 2 1/2. And with DSP, always make sure that you score lightly because it can tear your paper. I like to go over it a couple times. And then I flip it up and I feel it. And especially with the foiled pieces, you want to make sure that it is scored enough that it'll fold. So that was 2 1/2, and then we're going to do 7 and 1/4. 7 1/4. It's right here. Because it gets a little bit challenging to fold over that gold foil. It doesn't fold nicely as a lot of our, just the regular DSP. All right, so that's with the long side up. Then with the short side up, we're going to score at 1/2. I'm actually going to go this way. I'm going to do 1/2 this way. So we've got, yep. So we've scored 1/2, and then we're going to score at 6 1/2, and that's going to give us a 1/2 inch on each side. 6 1/2. Make sure. Nope. I just like to make sure it's going to fold. Yep. I like mine to be nice and crisp, and sometimes it doesn't like to cooperate if I don't get it scored properly. All right, so now we are going to fold on all of our scored lines, and then we are going to burnish. And with gold foil, I recommend not using the edge to do your bone folding. Go flat with it across, because it can kind of pull off some of that foil. At least it has for me. So I like to do it to the side, or to the flat, not to the side, but flat. On anything else, I would go to the side, but when it's got gold foil, I like to do it a little bit different. All right, and let's make sure. All right, there we go. And fold that side, and this side here. All right, now this is going to fold up like this, and then we're going to fold down like this, and that's going to be our envelope. So to put it together, what we need to do is we are going to figure out which part is our top flap, our closure. So that's going to be this right here, because that's our smallest. So it's going to be this here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take our snips, and we are just going to cut right along the line, the edge, right here where our DSP is going to meet. We're going to cut that, and then we're going to do the same on this side. We're going to cut as flush as we can. Like that. Then what I did, you can snip it off if you want, but what I did was I put it in my trimmer, and I have to do it on this side because I can see where my fold is here. You're going to want to put the middle piece, I don't know if you can tell, there's like a raised piece where you folded it. You're going to put that directly in the center of your track. Keep this piece folded in so you don't accidentally pull that one off. I'm going to pull this up here. And I'm just going to go until I feel it stop. And there we go. And I'm going to do the same over this one. Let's do it. I can't do it that way. I have to do it this way. Let's see. All right, in the center there, pull this up, and you just go real slow, and then when you feel it stop, then you're done. There we go. And again, you can trim that off with your snips if you want, or you can do it that way and use your trimmer. All right, so for this part, we are going to do my little pocket method. So when you look in, you're going to see on this side, let's see, yeah, this side you can see where the edge, these pieces here are. So we want that to be on this side of the envelope, because when we look in it, we're not going to see it there. So to have that happen, we are going to glue this tab right here to our DSP. And this is the part that flips up. This is our flap to close it. So it's going to be the side that is the back of your envelope. We're going to do the same thing on the other side here. And I did put these dimensions in the description. If you are wanting those, it's in the description. Look for the little pencil emoji, and it is in there. That has all the items that I used tonight, and it also has these measurements. Okay, so we have these glued down. These we didn't glue them, but we're gonna put glue on. Keep getting these little things on the front of this thing. We're gonna put a little bit of glue on this side of our DSP, and then we are going to fold this down and go flat. And I like to just hold it for a couple seconds to make sure that it's going to stick nice. There we go. Just like that. Then it closes. All right, so for this one, I used this is the Old Olive and, no, Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon. And for this, yep, I'm going to do it that way. We are going to take our ribbon. You can use whichever ribbon you like. I'm just going to use some tape here. I'm going to stick this here as close to where I think I'm going to want my sentiment to go, because we're wanting the rounded edge here to meet up with our ribbon. So let's stick our sentiment thing here. So I want it to go about here. So I'm just going to stick a piece of tape right here. Yep. Then pull that up. We're going to run it across the back and then pull it across the front. And then we're going to make it look like it is straight across. There we go. And then I'm going to tape right there. Cut this off. And there we have our little band. You can put glue dots underneath it if you want to. I did not. Then we're going to do our cute little sentiment here. So we're going to do To the Happy Couple. We're going to do that on our Petal Pink. And these are from the other bundle within this suite, the Beautifully Celebrated. Is these dies right here. And that is To the Happy Couple. And I just had that stamp set. Let's see. Did we already use To the Happy Couple? We sure did. All right, so this one I did Flirty Flamingo. So let's use Flirty Flamingo. And come here. We're going to ink this up. This is the from the Simply Beautiful stamp set. We're just going to stamp this here in the center. I need to re-ink my, let's flip this over. Let's use a different color. I need to re-ink my Flirty Flamingo. Let's do, I don't think, we'll just try Strawberry Slush. It'll be okay. It's kind of close-ish. All right, let me fling it around. See, I'm going to lose my from stamp. So it won't stick to my thing. I need to wash it. All right, we're going to try Strawberry Slush. Just because I need to re-ink my Flirty Flamingo. All right. Maybe it's the stamp, because that one's kind of not very, it's very light. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. All right, so we have To the Happy Couple. Yeah, that one's darker at least. So we are going to, do this one. We're going to put this up on dimensionals. And then we are going to pop this up on our Fresh Freesia here, right in the center, like that. Then this is going to go on the front, and we want to make sure that we don't put any dimensionals in this area here, because that's where our ribbon is, and it's going to pop it up a little bit if we put it over top of that. So I'm going to put 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top here. There we go. And then we are going to stick this here in the center. And we're going to make sure that our little points here, or rounded points, are in the along the line of the ribbon. My To the Happy Couple is crooked. I can fix it later. And then to embellish, I used our faceted dots, and I used 5 because I thought that it needed some extra sparkle, and I did use the Calypso Coral color. So we're going to do 1, 2 big. We'll do this one up here, and then we'll do, let's do this 1, 2, this one down here, 3. There we go. We're going to switch it to this one because this one's nicer, because I got it in the center there. But you can open it up, and your card, how did that happen? Get a little, your card will fit right in here, and you can close it right up. Super cute, right? I love handmade envelopes like this. They're so much fun. All right, let's see what all we made today. So we made this one here. We've got the envelope and the card. We also made this card here. We made this cute tag. Cute little wedding tag here. Put your little note there. And then we have this one here. So pretty, right? All right, you have to let me know in the description which one of these is your favorite. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put this one on top of our envelope here. Super, super cute. I think this one might be my favorite. I really like the tag. I want to make more tags like this. I like the little swinging action it's got. Nice and fun. All right, and if you joined late, I do have another video with the Lovely and Beautiful suite. That is in the description with the plant emoji if you want to go and see those cards. They were these here. Apparently there's a dog walking. So we had done this one. We did this one. This one. And then we did our cute little tags here. And our little book box in that video. So again, that is in the description, and just look for the little potted plant emoji, and that will take you to that video so you can see these projects. But let me know in the comments which of these projects is your favorite. I would love to know which one you liked the best. And my next live is going to be next Monday, February 2nd, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be going back to the Easter basket bundle. And guys, I have a couple cute projects you're not going to want to miss. I have a really, 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 really cute tag. I know you're going to love it. So definitely make sure that you put that on your calendar and tune in. If you're not able to, you can watch the replay. And if you haven't already, follow me on all my socials. Oh, Mary, your head. I didn't know you were on. You joined late. Yes. All are beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So if you haven't already, follow me on all my socials, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you are on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed and you are have the little bell hit so that you are notified whenever I go live or post a video. And make sure that you like and share this video so that other people can enjoy the creativity. And if you enjoyed tonight's video, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments or the word beautiful so that I can say thank you so much for staying till the end and keeping me company tonight. All right. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. I will see you right back here next Monday for a brand new video. Bye.